Welcome to another episode of the Pierce Brothers. I'm Joe.
I'm Jake.
And Porter.
So today we're going to be going over our top defensive handguns. So we've got, 6 or 7 guns here we're going to talk about, and why we would choose these guns as our best defensive handguns. So we did oldest to youngest last time, so we'll start with youngest again. We start with the middle child. Let's do that.
Okay. So for me, choice was extremely easy. I was going to actually pick 2 Browning high powers. Joe said just pick one for variety's sake. But yeah, the Browning high power would definitely be my defensive gun. I just grabbed one. This one happens to be a Springfield Armory SA-35. Started making this a couple years ago. Pretty good clone of the Browning. But yeah, I rely on Brownings, the high power, pretty much every day. I've got multiple of them. Got them stashed around places I go, and loaded with XTPs and very reliable. Of course, single action, 15-round magazines. I shoot them really well. Very comfortable in the hand. Good trigger pulls, good sights. There's just a lot to like about the high power. I've never had any reliability issues with ones with the external extractor. They started doing that in the 60s, and it's a huge improvement over the internal extractor. Very robust and reliable gun. I would definitely pick a high power number 1. So number 2, borrowed Joe's Colt M45A1.
Coolest gun ever.
Yeah, I shoot 1911s a lot, and if I had to pick a second one that wasn't a high power, it'd probably be a 1911. So I didn't have one here with me today, so I'm just borrowing Joe's. But
plus the M45A1 is like the superior 1911 ever made.
Yeah, they're pretty cool guns. So that'd probably be my 2. So
Okay. I'll go next.
Okay.
So my number 1 choice is my CZ75 SP01 Tactical. Adjustable sights, already threaded for suppressor, rail mount, a little bit of a flare on the mag well, so it's easy to find that mag and get it in. Decocker, so that's safe. That and now it goes double action to make it fire the first round. Very, very reliable gun. I've hardly ever cleaned it or oiled it like normal.
Typical Porter.
Typically
low maintenance.
I don't like maintenance. I hate a gun that you have to sit there and be all finicky with, like a 1911.
Yeah, that's true.
1911s are very finicky. I mean, you have to always be up on maintenance, and everything. But the CZ75, I've shot several thousand rounds through it now. Haven't had any issues with it. Now, obviously, you have to put a little oil on it just because it's an auto loader, but it's just very low maintenance on it. Very reliable, 18-round mags, and anyways,
has a nice low bore axis too.
Yeah, so like when you get a hold of it and hold on to it, it's just that bore axis is low, so you don't feel much felt recoil.
It's a heavy gun too, so the felt recoil is so low on that gun. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I really like that gun, over like a Glock or something else.
We don't have any Glocks on the table.
Yeah, I know. That's like a first. That's good. Get Joe to get rid of the old damn Glocks.
I didn't bring the Glock.
My second choice, this isn't my gun. I borrowed it from Joe. My wife took my Power Wagon, and my Smith & Wesson 38 was in it. And so it's like, dang it, that was my other choice. And so anyways, so mine has the enclosed hammer. Well, it's semi-enclosed. Anyways.
But it's a 638.
I think it's a 638 or 636.
Yeah, this one's a 637. Yours is either the 38 or
it's 38 or 36.
Just the 38.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, so you can still cock it and do single action or double action, but if I'm out at like a rodeo or something like that, or just out and about in town, I think I have a holster, I have a belly band type thing that because I'm always wearing.
I don't his belly band.
Well,
next thing he's going to be wearing yoga pants.
Yeah. Well, I'm always have on a shirt like this, so you can't do it under the t-shirt inside the waistband there. Because
there are tuckable holsters. But.
Well, okay, the tuckable and stuff, but the belly band like that around, and I have extra 6 or 8 cartridges on one side of it, and then it sits right here, and you can't hardly tell I have it on.
Yeah.
So, that's just primary gun. I have a nice, good hand load that I use in it. A semi-wad cutter type load, and out to 50 yards, you don't hardly miss with it. And so, it obviously you only have 5 rounds, but honestly, most defensive situations you're shooting one
less
guy.
Than 7 yards.
Yeah, less than 7 yards, one guy.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe 2 thugs, and it's like, well, I got 2 rounds for one and 3 rounds for the other guy. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
And reloads with that are pretty simple. I mean, you can carry little speed strips in that. I've got a couple that I carry every day with it. So,
and another one of my daily carry guns that's just like in the truck at all times is my GP100. It's in my power wagon. Anyways, my GP100. It's right there on the door, and pull it out fast and easy. And got 6 rounds of 357 to blast into something. So So I don't know. It's kind of those are my top 2 or 3 handguns that I always have with me and shoot a lot. So,
yep. So I promise I'm not usually this short. I just got the short chair, so I'm gonna sit up a little higher. So going along the same theme with concealed carry one, I've got my SIG P365 here. I love this gun. It was also in my top 2 handguns of what I'd keep if the world was ending. So I've got a Romeo X 6-hour optic on there. I love this gun because it's concealable, it's modular, you can swap out the slide to different slide lengths, different grip lengths. So you can hold anywhere from 12 rounds in the flush mag, this is the XL grip, all the way up to 17 rounds in the 17-round mag. So you get all kinds of capacity depending on how concealable you want it to be. This one has the built-in compensator on the slide, so recoil is fairly low, but really great gun. I've got a lot of rounds through 365s, and I've still yet to have a malfunction. So ultra reliable. Yeah, knock on whatever. Yeah, I'll probably jinx my gun.
First defensive situation you did. Like, damn thing.
Yeah. So anyways, next I've got my good old M&P. This one here is the Spec Series, the metal version. So it's a little heavier than the regular polymer guns, but M&Ps have great reliability, super tough and durable in torture tests. They function all the time. I love this one specifically. It's got the metal frame, so it's a little heavier. Recoil is really low. This does have their Performance Center trigger in it with the internals for the Performance Center or whatever. Anyway, so the trigger pull is a little bit lighter than a regular M&P. I put a Floyd's custom shot magwell on there. And then we've got the Holosun. I think it's the 509T. It's the enclosed optic there. I really like this gun a lot now. I think we've got like just less than 1,000 rounds. We're getting close to that 1,000 round mark. So we did a initial thoughts video on this, so go check that out. But really love this gun. It's quickly become one of my favorites since I bought it. And then next I've got the SIG P226 Legion. We also have a video on this out there, so go watch that. We got a couple thousand rounds through this guy now, and it's super reliable. Shot it great until today, so I've been shooting polymer guns. I know, yeah, well, I've been shooting polymer guns so much, and anyways, I put my thumb, and I stapled my thumb and finger while we were trying to get targets set up. But
safety
that had a whole lot. I mean, there's a little bit of blood on the slide release now, but
slipping off of it.
I've never had a malfunction with this thing, but I had my thumb up on the safety when I was shooting, and I've been shooting so many polymer guns lately, but my thumb was a little off, so it kept hitting the slide release on that last round, so my slide would shut. And then I'd have an empty chamber and shoot. So, anyways, I just have to change my grip position.
User error.
Yeah, user error. First ever malfunctions out of that guy. So,
see, and that's why
you pay
practice.
attention.
Well, no, and that's why I would pick high powers for all my defensive handguns because
It's the same gun.
It's same gun, same everything.
You're not swapping grips between guns and that.
Not swapping grips, controls, anything. So,
anyways, that's a big point, though, and paying attention when you're grabbing, like knowing what gun you're grabbing and where you're going to position your hands, that's important. And I just wasn't paying much attention when we shot today.
Well, that's the thing is your everyday carry gun, whether it's your concealed gun or whether it's the truck gun that you have that at a moment's notice you grab it and it's in action.
Or your home defense gun.
Or your home defense gun or your I always have some kind of a truck gun, a long gun in it. That it's like you need to know that gun so well inside and out that malfunctions happen. Even on its best day, you're going to have a malfunction. Yeah. And how fast can you clear it? And how fast can you get back into the action? And
so knowing how that gun works and just being super familiar, because a lot of people they'll sit there and train and then they get into a high stress situation and they cause like I did, they'll cause some kind of malfunction. So then having that training and knowing quick how to get that next round in and keep on rolling, that's so important.
Well, there's that story of that ranger back in the, early in the West, he had a 44-40 rifle and a 45 Colt pistol, and he shoved the 45 Colt round into his 44-40, and it completely jammed up his gun. He couldn't lever it, action it, nothing. So in the middle of a gunfight, he's sitting there shooting back with his pistol, and he takes out his pocket knife and field strips his gun, gets that 45 round out, puts it back together, all while still making sure he shoots once in a while to keep the guys at bay, gets the gun put back together, puts in the right rounds, and finishes the fight. But, he had to use his pocket knife to field strip his gun. It's like, so you have to be able to, sometimes you're probably going to have to field strip a gun in the middle of a gunfight. I mean, it's always it's a possibility, not a probability, but a possibility.
Yeah.
So
be familiar with your guns and know how to fix what's going wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway,
so there you have it. I guess that's our top 7. Did I count right? Plus the GP, so maybe 8. Top 8 guns for handguns for self-defense.
Yep.
But yeah, like we said, train and know your guns so you know how to fix, because stuff goes wrong every time. Was that Murphy's Law? If something can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Yep.
So
pretty much.
Pretty
much.
So that's why you just train. You can't stress that enough. You can't just, I said this in my top 5 EDC knife video, but you can't just buy something and expect it to take care of itself. You have to train and practice and know what you're doing with that so that you can actually perform.
I think part of the problem is nowadays there's so many guns, especially in the long range shooting fields. That's one that really took off really fast. Someone can go out and buy a set of binoculars that has a rangefinder in it and some high gun and some ammo, and they can hit first round hits at 1,000 or 1,200 yards easy.
Yeah.
But to really truly make them a good shot, they have to sit down and put in some practice still.
And learn the fundamentals. You got to know the basics of what you're doing.
So equipment is better than ever nowadays, but practice seems like people don't do it enough.
Yeah.
So
general lack of practice. So so get out and shoot, train, and have some fun. That's the whole point of having guns. Have fun and shoot.
Have fun.
Ammo's not great right now, but ammo prices have gone down a lot. So stock up now. With an election year and all the craziness in the world, now is the time to stock up on ammo.
Well, also so learn your gun, but also stock up on spare parts. Because if you ever have something break,
that's a big.
Fix your own gun.
Study your own gun. Look up what is the typical shit that breaks,
and get extras.
Get extra things on,
and then know how to replace it. So
I've got enough parts to rebuild my high powers and my 1911s to last me a lifetime. The springs, extractors, all that stuff. And
important to have.
Any high power I get, I go through and do a tune-up. I tune up the extractor, make sure everything is 100% perfect, and then go out and shoot it and make sure it's working.
That is a benefit of Jake buying all his old guns. He has to replace all the parts.
Yeah. Well,
so he's intimately familiar with how to fix them.
In the single action or double action world, that's why I like the Ruger so much, is because they really don't break. I mean, they do break here and there, but they really don't break compared to the Colts and the Cimarrons and all those other ones.
Yeah.
Those ones break 10 times often and more often than the Rugers. It's just
the
the
old
design.
GP100 or Super Red Hawk, you know, they're just like ultra tough, ultra
they
durable.
just don't break.
Yeah.
And so that's why I like them so much. Plus, I just like the feel of them and everything. But, you know, that's, anyways.
You could probably throw it off a cliff and then go grab it and still shoot.
Or like take a lever gun, you know, you can toss it in the sand, shake it around, get it out, shake it off, and it's ready to go. You do that to your AR, you're going to have to sit down and field strip it and clean out all that sand.
When you look at like lever actions, you can buy a Winchester Model 1873 made in the 1880s. Chances are you can load the rifle up and it's going to function.
You can make it function one way or another.
Well, like most of the time, like those guns have received zero maintenance, and a lot of them are still in perfect working order. You know, they're just very lever actions in general are just very tough, durable,
super reliable.
Yeah, very reliable. You can stuff it around and make it go bang. So, you know, versus you take an AR, you can stuff it around, and you can't always make it go bang. If it's super gummed up and dirty and everything, it might just go click every time. So
you never know.
Yeah.
So So train, learn your gun, know what you're doing, and that's the moral of the story. But also practice. You know, if you have your defensive gun, practice with it, learn it, use it, and that way you don't have self-induced errors like I did. So
just think you can load off your phone.
But you know, I knew what happened, and I was able to just fix it and keep rolling. You know, you'll see that in the video. Like I just kept on going. You know, it's like okay, but that's also good to have malfunctions so that you learn how to practice with them, you know, and how to overcome them. Because a lot of guns, you know, like I said, the SIG, you know, I've got thousands of rounds with zero malfunction. So when it does malfunction, I'll be like, oh, what do I do? But I know the basics. So I'd be able to fix it. But, you know, that's important to know. If you don't know how to clear malfunction in your gun, practice with malfunctions, you know, put some dummy rounds in there, do whatever to make your gun malfunction, and then practice clearing it. So, So that's it. Make sure to share, like, subscribe. We appreciate the views, the support. Go check out some of our other videos. We got some pretty cool videos up on most of these handguns now. So go check them out. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.